This is Bishop Dr. Truman Berst. Master Herbalist, coming to you from Good Shepherd Ministries.
Thank you again for joining us. We're just getting started, so please give us a moment to get all set up here. And we've got the video rolling here, and we've got two screens going, and we're going to mute the microphones for a bit here while we just get started. We'll be talking about the latest updates on the coronavirus. We'll be talking about topics that you suggest that we talk about. We want to thank you for joining us here on Discoveries in Health. I'm here with other doctors in the room. Dr. Peterman may be joining us shortly. Doc Miles is still not with us, but I'm told he's doing very fine, and he's recovering. And that's important because he had quite a battle going on there. And that's because anyone and everyone, well, we all have issues from time to time that we have to deal with our health. And that's why it's nice to know. It's not nice, it's important. It's nice and important to know what to do with natural remedies, instead of running to the doctor and getting a drug that leads to another drug and never leads to a cure. It just leads to another drug. But with natural remedies, the body recognizes natural remedies and can alleviate health challenges. And you need to know about these natural remedies, and that's why we talk about them and we describe them. We're going to be describing lymph nodes, all about lymph nodes. People are getting lymphitis and lymph cancer, and it's affecting the lymph nodes. So we need to know more about lymph nodes and lymphitis and lymph infections. What do we do? Do we have them cut out, or is there an alternative? We'll talk about it. We'll be talking about clogged arteries, because people are having strokes, they're having brain tumors, they're having all kinds of things going on because they've got clogged arteries. And you don't have to have clogged arteries. There are natural remedies that clear clogged arteries so that you don't have a stroke. So that if you've had a stroke and maybe you've got high blood pressure, and maybe it has to do with clogged arteries. So we're going to talk about clogged arteries. That's another topic that has been suggested today. But we're just getting started. And I want to make sure that you have my telephone number and my name, the name of this broadcast. The name of the broadcast is Discoveries in Health Discussions. Discoveries in Health has been around now for over 50 years. That's how long I've been doing Discoveries in Health. And I've done it on radio, shortwave, television, and on the internet. And so I've been all over the place doing this type of a broadcast, Discoveries in Health, for 50 years now. And we've got a lot of videos that are posted up on the website, where all of my research work is posted as well. And that website is herbalhealth.com. herbalhealthreview.com. herbalhealthreview.com. And my name is Bishop Dr. Truman Berst, and I am the Bishop of Good Shepherd Ministries. And I've been doing this work now for 59 years. I'm months away from being 80 years old, and I'm 143 pounds, all muscle and all spiritual. I'm spirit-filled and spirit-led. So that's why I'm sharing this information. I have 59 years of experience to share with you. Been through it all, been attacked by the federal government. They poisoned me with cadmium poisoning. I was supposed to die, didn't die. They brought me into court, tried to sue me out of existence, and told me I couldn't ever help anybody anymore. But they lost that case. They lost that case because the Most High, our Father which art in heaven, in Jesus Christ's name, the Most High was my attorney because I couldn't afford one. I've been doing this month to month, and been at the end of every month, there's no money left because I help as many people for nothing as I possibly can. I never turn people away, and I help everyone. I beg for donations. I get just enough. I get just enough every single month to barely make it. Sometimes I'm a little late paying the trash. I've had every service disconnected and reconnected multiple times. I've been late on my rent, and I've always caught up on things eventually. But that's the way this ministry has gone. No one has stepped up to say, "Hey, I'll help you keep going here," except people who don't have much. Who don't have much, they've stepped up. I get $20 here. I get $25 there. Every now and then, I even get a couple of $100. And that's what keeps me going, folks. This is a donation-driven ministry. and I need your donations. And those of you who can't donate, well, then don't worry about it. You know, I'm not laying something on you, that you have to donate, because you don't. But I appreciate it when you do. So that's who we are. That's how we keep rolling here. We're blessed, we're spiritually filled and spiritually led in the name of Jesus Christ, and that's what we're doing here. And we'll be talking about topics like the coronavirus and the latest minute-by-minute update. And it's ugly. It's really ugly. And I've been talking about viruses taking over and doing what they're doing right now today. I've been talking about them for 40 years. This isn't something that might have happened. This is something that was going to happen. And it's because of the way things are. It's because of the way our health care is managed. This virus isn't stopping, folks. I want you to know this virus is coming to your doorstep. And I'm not trying to panic anybody. Don't want anybody to panic. What I want you to know is the answer. The answer to the coronavirus. We'll talk about that answer in a minute. My telephone number is 503-362-5899. If you'd like a copy of this broadcast or any broadcast, email me. My email is Truman, Truman, at herbalhealthreview.com. Truman at herbal, that's Herbal. The next word is health, Health. And the last word is review, Revieu. Truman at herbalhealthreview.com. And you can get a member intake form when you go on the website, herbalhealthreview.com. When you fill out that 5-minute member intake form online and submit it, then I'm able to give you your personal health consultation. I'll be sending you research, fresh research, just like we're going to give you fresh research today on the coronavirus and other topics. So I want to thank you for joining us here. Again, my phone number 503-362-5899. My email address, Truman at herbalhealthreview.com. The website, herbalhealthreview.com. And when you're on that website, there are 200 research reports that I continually polish and update and review. And also there are 600 videos, 200 on the website, another link on the website, Herbal Health Review, to YouTube for another 400 videos on YouTube. That's 600 videos. And I have 300 videos that I haven't published yet because I can't keep up with publishing all the videos because it's expensive and I'm month to month here. I barely make it at the end of the month and I can't afford someone to edit and publish and keep up with those videos on YouTube. So if you know someone who might volunteer for that, I deeply appreciate it. I would then catch up on getting those videos up there on YouTube so that they're free for everyone. This broadcast is free for everyone. This website, herbalhealthreview.com, is free for everyone. That member intake form is free from everyone. Now you know why I don't have any money at the end of the month. Because it has to be that way. Somebody has to step up and help people who don't or who can't make a donation. Somebody had to do it. So I did it. I've been doing it for 59 years. Maybe I can go for another 59, we'll see. Anyway, hey, I'm feeling great. 143 pounds, 5'6", and just in perfect health, months away from 80, working 7 days a week, helping everyone I possibly can. So that's what we're doing here. That's who I am. And the most important thing here we can do next is have an opening prayer. Go visit our friend, Prophet Elijah, out there in Pike Road, Alabama, at the Word of Life Ministry. And I want to give you Prophet Elijah's telephone number because you should have it. I mean, he is the best prayer partner I've ever had, and he can be your best prayer partner too. And Prophet Elijah's telephone number is 334-868-3881. I'll say it again. Prophet Elijah, Pike Road, Alabama, Word of Life Ministry, a dedicated, spirit-filled, spirit-led prophet. His telephone number is 334-868-3881. And I see a lot of faces here in the room that I recognize. It looks like we have Sister Barbara out there, who's another great contributor to this broadcast. I see Brother Al is here. So let's get over those. Let's get that. And there's Brother Joe, and there's Brother Tony. My goodness, so many people, and Sister Audrey. Wow, thank you so much for your participation. So let's get over here to Prophet Elijah. Prophet Elijah, are you there, my dear friend?
Yes, I am here. How are you?
I am, of course, contagiously, spiritually, limitlessly blessed. I am limitlessly blessed. And it was you that started me to really get in touch with how spiritually blessed that I am. And I want to thank you for that, Prophet Elijah. And I do have the topics that you have suggested, because people come to you and they ask you to suggest topics. And the two topics I have today are all about the lymph nodes and all about clogged arteries. And of course, we're going to talk about coronavirus as well. Did you have anything else before you can give us an opening prayer? And then we want to stay tuned, of course, at the end of the broadcast for your closing prayer. But did you have anything else to share, sir?
Not really. It's just the idea is that you was talking about the coronavirus, and I would just want to say that it's even more imperative and vital that we get our immune system 100% up to par.
That's exactly correct. We've got to build our immune system, and it all starts with your diet. Everything starts with your diet. You can't ignore your diet and just go look for the magic bullet, because that doesn't work. The rock you stand on is your diet. What you put in is what you get out. And you need to get in touch with what it is that you need, and if there's any deficiencies, or if you need something extra for stress, if you need to, maybe you need to get rid of red meat, whatever it is. You take a look at that Make Lifestyle Changes Diet System on herbalhealthreview.com, because that's where we need to start. Then look at some of those reports. There is an autoimmune system diet. And there's a separate report on the autoimmune system. So we've got I've done so much work, and it's all there, folks. And I'll point to it whenever you want me to. You just tell me what you want to know, and I will point you to where the information is. And that being said, because you're right, Prophet Elijah, you're right. Immune system. We've got to keep our immune system high. We've got to make sure that we're not, and our diet's got to be right. When we're doing that, then if we have to reach for that colloidal silver water generator and that CVF cold and flu formula that will destroy any virus, if we have to reach for it, it's going to work. And it's going to work easily. But if your diet is off, if you're all stressed out and you haven't been sleeping, maybe you've been smoking or drinking or eating things you shouldn't. Well, if you're doing that, well, you got to stop. You got to stop, because right now this coronavirus is absolutely sweeping the world. We've got over 1,000 deaths now. The people are dropping. It's starting to really build momentum. And that momentum is spreading to more and more and more countries, and more deaths. And just last week we're talking about 30,000 people being infected. Now we're talking about 60,000 people. And some of these people are in China. They're telling me there's rumors going around, and I don't know whether it's true or not, but they're saying that they're welding the doors short. They're welding the doors closed on some of these people and welding them into their houses. So they can't get out. They can't leave. So it's really strange. So there's a lot of things going on in that, but we really need an opening prayer.
Yes, sir. Are you ready for it?
I'm ready for it, sir.
Job 21:30. The wicked is reserved to the day of destruction. They shall be brought forth to the day of wrath. I declare that no weapon will ever form against Dr. Berst and our prophet Elijah. We shall prosper, because we are here to cause people to get their thoughts in order with lifestyle changes. Every tongue that rises against us, Dr. Peterman, Brittany, each and every brother and sister in the conference tonight, in judgment, I condemn. We are established in Discoveries in Health and Good Shepherd Ministries. better health and herbs, time lab challenger in righteousness and oppression is far from us. No weapon formed against us shall prosper. The weapons of our warfare are not carnal, but mighty through the Most High to the pulling down of strongholds. That includes the coronavirus over Montego Bay, Jamaica, Albany, Oregon, Pluto, Texas, in the homes of the listeners. We take the shield of faith and we quench every fiery dart of the enemy. We take the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High, and use it against the enemy of our souls, which is coronavirus, since this is what is operating right now. We are redeemed from the curse of the law. We are redeemed from poverty. We are redeemed from sickness and disease. We are redeemed from spiritual death. We overcome all because greater is He that is in us than he that is in this world. We stand in the evil day having our loins girded about with truth, and we have the breastplate of righteousness. Our feet are shod with the gospel of peace. We take the shield of faith. We are covered with the helmet of salvation, and we use the sword of the Spirit, which is the word of the Most High. We are delivered from the power of darkness and translated into the kingdom of His dear Son, which is Jesus. We tread upon serpents and scorpions over all the power of the enemy that will attempt to come against us. Nothing shall hurt us or this program today in its entirety. We do not have the spirit of fear, but power, love, and a sound mind. We are blessed with all spiritual blessings in heavenly places in Christ Jesus. We are healed by the stripes of Jesus. So be it. Amen.
All praises to the Most High in the name of Jesus Christ, our Savior, Yeshua. All praises to Ahaya, Ashar, Ahaya, I am that I am, the Most High. In Jesus Christ's name, so be it. Amen. Thank you, brother. Did you have anything else to share with us before we get started here now?
Well, not really. Well, it's just the only thing is what we're talking about here is that now is the time that faith is needed in this hour. Now faith requires that you walk in expectant faith at every moment of every day, since we're having things that are taking place. Even the word told us there will become diseases and viruses that hadn't even been named yet. But it said, but do not doubt my word, says the Most High, for my promises any longer. In a new decade, you will experience victory on every level. So what we're saying here, the body is not made up of just one part, but of many. And all these parts have to be in order, as Dr. Berst, you were talking about, because when the immune system is operating, then no devil in hell can come against us. Because we have the robe of righteousness on it, the garment of praise, and we're covered under the blood. What else could we ask for? Except that the devil knows that he must flee. That's it.
Amen. Okay.
Amen.
All right. Folks, be sure and stay tuned or come back for the end of the broadcast. We'll be here for 2 hours. And be sure and come back at the end of the broadcast so that you can be with us for a closing prayer from Prophet Elijah. Again, thank you very much, Prophet Elijah. And we'll be talking to you along the way, or for sure at the end of the broadcast. Okay?
All right, so be it.
All right. Let's get over here and let's give you the update on coronavirus, because it's serious. And I warned people for decades and decades and decades that this was going to happen. And if you've seen any of my or heard any of my broadcasts from way back, like Joe over there, he's been listening to me now for about over 3 decades, and he must have heard me talking about these viruses that are coming at us and are going to get worse and worse and worse. They're here. So let's get the latest update. There are now 60,416 cases. That's right, 60,416, the count as of this moment on February 13, 2020. And there are 1,370 deaths there are 6,295 people who have recovered. The active cases right now are 52,751 currently infected patients. 85% of them are in mild condition. That would be 44,702. Serious to critical, of that 52,751, 8,049 or 15% are serious or critical. Closed cases on that virus, there are 7,665 closed cases of the coronavirus. That's 82% of those, 6,295, have recovered or been discharged. The deaths are 1,370 or 18%. 18% death rate. Okay, they started out with a 2% death rate. Now we got an 18% death rate. And so in China, there are 59,828 cases. And I'm looking for there's an open mic there. And Brother Al, your mic is open. Did you have a question or a comment?
Just a comment, Dr. Truman. I'm not going to say too much today, but I would like to bring you all up onto speed on something that I realize is developing now. Here in America, I know you're in Jamaica, it's starting to happen that I've heard of people actually, not a whole bunch of people, but some people actually issued arrest warrants for a student loan that they didn't pay back. Well, now they're taking it a little further, and it looks like there's a county in Kansas, America. There's a county in Kansas that's actually starting to put people in jail for unpaid medical bills. They're calling it a debtor's prison. And that's, like I said, I heard Prophet Elijah definitely talking about the immune system and keeping ourselves heavy, but what's really interesting is the times that are coming, these vaccinations making people sick, and the diseases that are coming out, and now people are sick, and let's make no mistake about it, I think we both agree that the coronavirus could definitely land somebody straight in the hospital. And when you come out of that owing for that, and then you can't pay them, it's just like victims. You see the court system putting people in jail for child support and all that. Well, I guess now if you fell sick, they're feeling the system's feeling it's okay for you to go to jail. And with that, I'm going to be quiet. I'm going to enjoy your show because I'm multitasking, but I didn't know if you was aware of that yet, that seems to be the way they're moving now.
And you're going to see a lot of things like this, Brother Al, out there in Arkansas. You're going to see more things happening here in America that you would think would only happen in China, like welding your door shut to keep you in. That's what they're doing in China. We now have in the USA, as of this moment, 15 confirmed cases in the United States of this virus, and we've got three. It looks like three that have totally recovered, and we have so far no deaths in the United States. We've had 2 of these 15 change classes. They went from infected in the United States. They went from infected to 3 of them being totally recovered out of the 15. But there are so many countries now. We've got a total transmission rate estimated range 3 to 4 newly infected from one case. So one person gets infected, that means 3 to 4 are going to be infected from that one person. And that's why it's just growing so quickly. And the fatality rate, well, the World Health Organization, their early estimate was 2%. But we just saw 18% death rate. So the World Health is still at 2%. And then the incubation period, 2 to 14 days. Within 2 to 14 days, that's when you're going to know you either have it or you don't, for the time being. And then countries and territories, 28 countries or territories are now infected, and it's growing. This is pandemic, and we're talking about the coronavirus, which they gave it a new name, and the new name is what, COVID-19, COVID-19. The World Health Organization decided it needed a new name. So now they've named the coronavirus COVID-19. And China reports a huge jump in virus deaths. See, that's where it went from the 2% to the 18%. They get a huge jump in deaths. The 14th case of new coronavirus confirmed in the U.S., but it's really gone to 15 now. See, that's how fast it's going. So this report is one death behind, or one infection behind in the U.S. But what's known and unknown about how the new coronavirus spreads, because they keep learning new things about it. And the coronavirus gets its official name from the World Health Organization. They're calling it COVID-19. And the Chinese lawyer, critical of the government, of the Chinese government, there was a Chinese lawyer who was critical of the Chinese government over the coronavirus. Well, he's missing. His family says he's missing now. You see, that's what happens when you disagree with someone in China. You're missing. You can't find you anymore. Anyway, it's spreading and spreading, and horrible things are happening. And let's get back to some of the statistical information that I was sharing with you regarding the virus. And the first death in Japan now, a woman in her 80s, because this is the thing. Anyone whose immune system is compromised, if you've got a low immune system, if you're already fighting a disease, then you're an easy target for this COVID-19 coronavirus. And there's 8 new cases in Singapore today, and there's 3 new cases in Hong Kong today so far, and that's because this is an early report. I'm sure and there's 1 new case in the United States in Texas, was part of a federal quarantine group at the GBSA Lackland, who had been brought back from Wuhan on a State Department chartered flight. And that's 1 new case that's now in Texas. And I said 8 new cases in Singapore. 1 new case in Malaysia, daughter of a 16th a daughter of the 16th case in Malaysia, and a friend to the 14th case, all arrived from Wuhan on January 25. And there's 2 new cases in Japan. So this just goes on and on and on. And a taxi driver in Tokyo carried a customer who seems to be Chinese, and he wound up with being one of the new cases in Japan. A surgeon in Japan at a hospital in Yuasa Cho-Wu, after developing fever, continued to work as usual, including visiting patients for 3 days. And he kept working and spreading it around the hospital. That's a surgeon in Japan. And there are 44 new cases today in Japan on a cruise ship, bringing the total on the Diamond Princess cruise ship to 218 infected. 44 new cases today on the cruise ship, of the 218 now infected on that ship. A report from Hubei, 14,840 new cases today, and 242 new deaths reported in China, in Hubei. And it's a surge in the number of cases and deaths is due, for the most part, to the adoption of a new diagnosis classification. See, they're reclassifying it, and you're getting a jump in cases now. Before they were turning a blind eye in this direction and a blind eye in that direction, and so now we're getting more accurate counts from China, which will soon be so staggering that we're going to start reaching, instead of into the thousands, we'll be reaching into the millions. And as it takes off like that, then you're going to see it just go like wildfire. And now, in conformity with other provinces, in conformity with other provinces, starting February 12th, yesterday, in the February 12 counts, Hubei province will include the number of clinically diagnosed cases into the number of confirmed cases. Of the 14,840 cases added, 13,332 are due to the new classification, while 1,508 are new cases. So it's confusing, but it's growing, and that's not confusing. There are 242 new deaths today, including 135 clinically diagnosed cases. The first case in London, one new case in the UK, a Chinese national died. There's not a death yet. I hope he doesn't. But we got our first case in London. And we got a new case in Hong Kong. And one recovered. And 3 new cases in Singapore. So that's what's going on here, folks. This coronavirus is rearing its ugly head, and it's a big jump in virus deaths. And the World Health Organization, WHO, declares global health emergency after coronavirus spreads to at least 18 countries, and now actually it's 28. And they were saying it's a global crisis and an emergency when it was 18. And then it jumped to 28 so far today. And we've got an open mic, and I'm looking for the open mic. Where is it? There it is. And that's got to be Dr. Peterman. How are you, Dr. Peterman?
Well, good evening, sir. I am exceedingly well and excited to hear what we have to talk about today.
Yes. So we're looking at the latest news as of today regarding the coronavirus or COVID-19, whatever you want to call it. But the U.S. declares public health emergency over coronavirus. So the The top information that's available here is the coronavirus fears turns Beijing's busiest streets into a ghost town. So Beijing, China is now a ghost town. And long 12 hours just standing around. One American's wait for a flight from China. They're just standing around trying to get out of China. That's what's happening with one American as of today. And Wuhan resident films inside a coronavirus hospital. Later, he's confronted by the police. So yeah, China is really trying to lock this thing down, and as the coronavirus spreads, people, and it's clearly working. Coronavirus misinformation surges, fueled by a cloud of chasers. So, and reported COVID-19 cases spiked in one day in China, and so we could get deeper into the numbers if you wanted to do that, but say it with sanitizer. Beijing florist takes on the COVID-19 with a sanitizer. You're sanitizing everything, it's really, the thing about this is the COVID-19, coronavirus, was right on the threshold of 60,000 people infected in China, just in China alone. So what does that mean? That means that anyone who has any health challenges needs to increase their immune system. They need to do everything they can to do everything natural to increase their immune system, because drugs do not work on the coronavirus. They are a postage stamp fix on this. They're a band-aid that's not really, they really don't have anything. The reason why is because the virus mutates rapidly. From one person to the next, it becomes a different virus. So what you were treating with one person isn't going to work for the next one when you're using drugs. But if you're using colloidal silver water, and not all colloidal silver water is the same, I've got the type that works. Dr. Peterman has the type of colloidal silver water that works. There's a lot out there that don't work. So you want to make sure and get the right colloidal silver water. And I invented a box to make that colloidal silver water, which everyone should have one of those. It's called a colloidal silver water generator. Costs about $75 with your discount. It's normally $90, and with your GOCC discount, it's around $75 for that colloidal silver water generator. At some point, as we continue these broadcasts, you and everybody you know will not be able to get one of those colloidal silver water generators, because they can only make so many so fast, and there's only so many parts available before they start telling you, oh, we're running out of this part, we're running out of that part, and when they can't make them fast enough, you can't get them fast enough. So that's what's going to happen with the colloidal silver water. You're going to have it. It's going to become very, very expensive, and then you just won't be able to find it. Then with the colloidal silver water generator, if you can find one, if the price will probably be twice or three times the price that they're now giving it out. $90 generator, which is worth its weight in gold. You can get it for around $75. And where do you get it? You get it from Health and Herbs out there in Albany, Oregon. And their telephone number, if you wanted to call them to get any of their medicines, because there's two things you want. You want a colloidal silver water generator that sterilizes your water before you drink it, and it makes colloidal silver water out of distilled water or reverse osmosis water, and you can make a gallon of it. You can make a gallon of colloidal silver water at today's prices that's over $200 for a gallon of colloidal silver water. You can make it for pennies. That's right, $1 or $2 maximum for a gallon of colloidal silver water.